Hello everybody, my name is Kyle Kalk and I am currently in PMA 3 and I'm going to hopefully give you some good advice as to what you may want to do if you're just starting into the coding courses. The biggest thing I can recommend is make sure you start your projects early. This is mostly because that way if you start it early you'll be able to find problems in your code earlier, and I noticed a lot of classmates of mine have had issues where something in their code hasn't quite worked out the way they thought it would, and ultimately if you leave it to the last day it becomes a really difficult uh, choice in how to get it solved and can leave you pulling your hair out. So the earlier you start the better, and if you always finish early you can always go back, add things in, make sure everything looks good, and ultimately it just leads to better grades and easier time management for yourself. The next thing I would recommend is ask questions. If you have one, don't worry about asking your professor, ask them. It's probably the best thing you can do. I know some don't like asking questions, and I was one of them, but once I got into MIU, you have to ask them. If you're not understanding something or you think something should be done a different way, you have to make sure and clarify with your professor so you're doing the right thing. Because if you just assume to do something, it could come back and bite you, and it could reflect in your grades. So make sure you ask questions when you have them. If your professor allows you to submit your work for review, take full advantage of it. You won't regret it. It'll help you get better grades and it'll help you become a better coder. And for your resources, Google's your friend. If you have questions, punch it into Google, search it. Make sure you're looking at good resources. Stack Overflow is one of them. I've used that many times, and it has some really good code. Some of it can be confusing, so if the first method you use and the first result comes up and it's confusing to you, just go back to Google. Just keep going through it and you should be able to find yourself a good resource on Stack Overflow or many other websites that people have constructed to help with coding. If you're working with jQuery or jQuery Mobile, by all means use their documentation. It's what it's there for, and they have some of the best documentation you can find, as well as most of the other development sites or development kits. They all will have great documents on how to use them. Mozilla's is very good for JavaScript. I fully recommend that one, as it'll help you out and really easily explain a lot of the finer points in JavaScript that you may have issues with. And ultimately, if you just follow those things, just start on time, start early, don't wait till the last minute, and asking questions when they come up, you're going to have success in the first few coding classes. It's a lot of good introduction. Some of the stuff might be overwhelming, but if you take it slow, you'll be fine. And like I said, just start early. It will benefit you. If you have free time at the end of the week, all the better. At least you won't be scrambling to get your work completed. Thank you all, and good luck in your future courses. Thank you very much.